Right, so welcome back, everyone. Finally, it's gone green. Welcome back. That's right. We're back with the podcast. That's right. Everybody has been asking, is this gonna happen? It's happening. Okay, it's happening. It's been a long time coming, but it's gonna happen, and it's been happening. Quickly just put out a quick status and a quick. I don't know why I'm typing game, but I guess it's a game, is it? Okay, this is a bit slow today. Hey, what's up, Holly? Welcome back. AT4, how you been doing? Sorry, can't come on podcast. I've got the flu, so I'll sit here and enjoy the stream. Well, Holly, don't just sit there and enjoy the stream, young lady. How about giving us your opinion as we're going through today's little podcast? You know, give us a heads up. What are you thinking about the stories that we're talking about? Let me know what you think, because obviously everyone's opinion counts and everyone's opinion matters. Whether you agree, whether you disagree, I don't understand why I'm disappearing like this. The studio lights is on, but for some weird reason, it's not giving me enough light. I need more light. Is that too much light now? That's too much white light. I don't know. Anyway, the camera seems like it was too close, so I pushed it back a bit, but it still seems in my face. I don't know. Maybe it needs to clean. I haven't cleaned the camera in a long time. Where the hell is my magic cloth gone? It might be a bit dirty. Hold on, let me just clean the camera. A little bit too. Oh, that's why. There we go. Right. Yep, that's better. There we go. It was because it was dirty. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us on the podcast. Obviously, it's Friday, the sad day. I mean, it's a good day. Friday, it's a good day. We've got a couple of lineups for you guys today. Interesting stories have happened, and things that we haven't been speaking about, which basically what I try and do on my podcast, very compared to everyone else's, where they talk about current affairs. I talk about those things that have already happened that people have probably slightly started to forget, and I'm like, why are we not talking about this? What is it not? Is it not relevant anymore, or have we just brushed this under the carpet and just forgot about it? I re-bring it. I give it some new ignition and some new angles. And obviously, for those who missed those particular topics that came up during those times, maybe they were busy, maybe they didn't hear about it. Kind of gives people a chance to kind of reflect and think, oh, actually, maybe, just maybe. So anyway, on today's lineup, we've got Alex Jones, we've got PewDiePie and KSI Goop in health. If you guys don't know what Goop is, dude, this is hilarious stuff. Also, Jonny Bobit. If you don't know who Jonny is, super famous now. The most famous homeless person in the whole goddamn world. Also, big shout out, obviously, before we begin, go to a massive shout out to the guys. Big shout out goes out to the guys over at youtube.com. And a massive shout out goes out to the guys over at twitch.tv. Big shout out to Harley Ebanks, smashing in the door. First live, first view, first comment. What's up, Harley? Thank you for joining us. Also, a big shout out goes out to the guys over at the sponsors. Okay, the sponsors, you just don't understand. Without them, this really is not possible. Massive shout out goes out to Cinch Gaming, City Keys. Not forgetting the infamous people over at Brazo.com. Also, the T4 Army merchandise. We currently are going to be giving away 20% off as part of the spring sale. So please head over to the merch store if you want to snag yourself something new from the item shop. Be sure to do it today. Claim your 20% off. It's the maximum we give away. It's literally the time to buy. Okay, if you want a hoodie, a bottle, a flask, a bag, whatever the hell it is, even if you want some of the exclusive underwear we're doing, head over to the store right now and purchase yourself something sick. It's 20% off. Okay, it's only for a limited time only, because it's literally flash shit when it's that high. Also, a big shout out goes out to G2A.com, keeping the link keeping live with the AAA titles on the cheap over at twitch.tv, and not forgetting G4G and Streamlabs, keeping those donations lit live and streamlined. So if you guys ever want to donate to the live stream, that is the place to do it. Head over to G4G, head over to Streamlabs, and why not donate some money to the cause? That's right, Lamborghini, everybody. If you guys didn't see the Instagram post, okay, Lamborghini is here. But now I want to change the color of it. So let's do this, okay? I'm joking. Everyone got trolled, okay? The Lambo is not real. It's a troll, okay? It's an Instagram troll by your boy T4, okay? If you go check out the Instagram pic, you're going to be like, oh my God, he's got a Lambo. But it's not. I just trolled everybody. And you all 18 of you got trolled, okay? Hands down. Anyway. We're still raising funds for the Lambo fund. So if you guys want to donate to the stream and get me that Lamborghini, hell, do it today. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get on to the stories. Let's get on to the news. We've only got about an hour or something before we have to close this out. So 7 minutes in, let's jump into the first one, which is to do with Alex Jones, everybody. That's right, young Alex Jones. This story comes from The Verge. YouTube terminates channel dedicated to circumventing Alex Jones' ban. Resistance News was dedicated to Alex Jones and InfoWars. Guy looks stressed. So long as I say looks really stressed. So YouTube has terminated an account that was seemingly operating as a secondary channel for Alex Jones and InfoWars after its first one was banned last August. If you guys didn't hear about that, they got banned. A statement from YouTube confirmed that the channel Resistance News was banned for aiding in Jones' ban evasion. The channel carried re-uploaded live streams from Jones' deleted InfoWars channel and included new conspiracy theory videos as well. YouTube will remove channels that are dedicated to live streaming InfoWars content or uploading videos of full InfoWars live streams without additional context or commentary. When users violate these policies repeatedly, like our policies against hate speech and harassment, or our team prohibiting circumventing of our enforcement measures, we terminate their accounts, a YouTube spokesperson said. So the existence of Resistance News was first reported by Media Matters earlier today. The channel was created in 2015, and it was assumed that just over 64,000 subscribers. Like InfoWars, many of the videos have focused on conspiracy theories surrounding politics and major events. Two videos in particular refer to the recent mass shooting in New Zealand, in which 50 people were killed as false flag attacks. Of course it was. 50 people died like randomly. Yeah, that's what they want us to know. Oh, they didn't have a for Galaxy Fold. Hilarious. So anyway, I mean, the thing is, I think personally, from that's the gist of the news anyway. You know, that's the meat, that's the bread and butter that you need to digest what we're going to talk about next. But basically, if you don't know who Alex Jones is, he has got the best memes made by him, because his persona is just insane. How he talks, what he talks about, what he says, what he doesn't say. So with Alex Jones channel going and then InfoWars being taken down, to me, I think it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, because I think with the way I look at YouTube is that, I mean, there are certain things I think you shouldn't shouldn't be allowed to kind of be broadcasted to the world, like certain types of hate speech or certain types of opinions that on the whole would affect the masses rather than a minority of people. So I think, but thinking about InfoWars and thinking about the Alex Jones show, the ranting and the raving that they were banging on about within the politics industry, and that everything is done to kind of change the angle on things. They have some theory, okay? There is some meat on that bone. It's not completely conspiracy theories, because some of the stuff that has happened, like if we look back at 9/11, it's not like the incident didn't take place. It's not like the World Trade Centers didn't collapse and fall down. What shows is that when this thing happened on that particular day at that particular time, there was the least amount of people actually in that building, one, and two, in the area, let alone. So how is that possible that terrorists decided to attack a building at the exact time and period when there would be hardly anyone in the building itself? And if you watch videos of the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Centers, the way the building collapses is like a demolition of a building that's being demolished. You can go and look at footage after footage after footage of buildings being demolished. Not that I'm saying that nothing that is not that's not it's not a good thing or whatever it is that the Alex Jones show and InfoWars they touch on something, but they just go that little bit far, I think, and this is where they fall under the scrutiny because they just everything becomes a black flag event, basically. Like even with the New Zealand attacks, we know people actually got killed. We know people actually died in that event, but yet they will, for some weird reason, try and use it, say that this event has taken place in order to take your eyes off this thing that is actually worse or something. That might be like some sort of policy being put through that people weren't paying much attention to because the news isn't going to broadcast certain things because they don't want you to actually be awake and aware of whatever's going on. But at the same time, the New Zealand thing did take effect, did happen, and it was horrific and it was tragic and real people did die. But again, if you look at the outcomes of that, people will say like, oh, it's so sad, 50 people died, blah blah blah. But as a Muslim, for us, 50 people were martyred. So for us, we believe in heaven, and they've gone to heaven automatically without any sin on them. And not only that, after that, 350 plus people now have taken up the religion of being Muslim. You couldn't do that any other way. So, terrorism has its downside, but on the plus side, you got to look at the plus side. You always got to look at the better side. Even with the 9/11 attacks, now they're making buildings a different way. They're building when they built the new trade center. It's not the same, and even buildings now having to have different regulations of how they're built because of what happened in that particular incident, so that if a plane did go into another building, it wouldn't collapse the way that one did. Whatever it is, so there's these things, but obviously that's my opinion. With Alex Jones and InfoWars, I don't think they meant to be too crazy, but I just think they just went down that route of just constantly sparking controversy about everything that was going on, whether it was the way a politician was talking or the way policies were being applied in certain things. They were very, very conspiracy theory about it. There was no actual. Sometimes there wasn't actually any hard facts. It was just Alex Jones's opinion, and he had a lot to say and made a massive sort of following. And then people would just accept what he has to say rather than checking actually is any of this true. And then this is where I think YouTube had to step in to kind of remove the channel. And then obviously Resistance News coming up, which I mean in its name itself should kind of give off what it's about. But it is what it is, and I personally don't think that I don't know. I think YouTube's platform, because we already have TV and we already have cable TV and we already have Sky and stuff, which is already really heavily controlled in terms of what you can watch and what you can't watch. And then obviously you've got the internet, which is like literally you can do anything on it. And then you've got YouTube, which is a platform like a broadcasting service, like Sky, like cable TV, but with more freedoms for us to be able to showcase our own opinions. And I think if that opinion is not causing harm, or is gonna cause harm, or is like gonna cause a sect of people to kind of like either become influenced or start turning against people, or whatever it is, to create some underlying problem, I don't think that there is anything wrong with them having those kind of channels, only if they don't obviously are causing those things. And I think it's a very, very fine line, and I think YouTube are under a very difficult place because of the adpocalypse. And I think they handled it well, but I think at the same time, I think with Alex Jones's background and the way that he is able to present things, it doesn't make things easy for them, and the people have given him, Alex, a platform as well, to speak out on. He was recently on Logan Paul's podcast, and he's been on Joe Rogan's podcast, so he's been in a few places, and which give him that platform that YouTube tried to remove from him, I guess. Holly says, like yourself, I'm 50-50 on it too. YouTube has a lot of vids on conspiracy theories, just like Shane Dawson, exactly, who does a lot of top 10s of these series. But are any of these true, or they just for views? And that's what I'm saying. YouTube's system is designed like that. Like, the more controversy, the more outrageous it may seem, the more views and clicks you get on the video. And that's the way that they've created the algorithm. I mean, you look at my channel, I don't make anything that's clickbaity or that is gonna be content provoking. I only do things that, if I put a description on a description of a video or a title, it's exactly what it is. It's not anything else. And when I have done stuff that is like a bit clickbaity, I've even stated that it's clickbait or that I'm having a joke, because I don't want to create that falseness. Because I know if I did, I could just get all these views and get all these subscribers. But is it real? Is it real? It's not real. Is it honest? It's not honest. So that's why I stay away from that. And my channel is small, and I don't really mind that it's small. It's growing. It goes up. It goes down. For me, it doesn't make much of a difference whether it goes up, whether it comes down. For me, it's more about whatever I'm talking about, whatever we're presenting. It's what it says on the tin. It's not anything different, including the podcast. But that's my opinion on the Alex Jones issue and theory, and YouTube's decision to get rid of a third channel, which was their backup channel of theirs, which was called Resistance News. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Your opinions do count. And let's move on to the next one. What do we got? We got KSI and we got the PewDiePie. That's right. So PewDiePie and KSI have a bit of beef. These two don't seem to ever get along. So this was reported by the Metro. And it says KSI slams PewDiePie for ruining lives with anti-Semitic video ahead of Logan Paul boxing match. So this was, again, you see, this news what happened ages ago. It happened on the 9th of August 2018. So this is how far back we go, and to talk about certain things. Because I like to look at this news because it happened, and then I know a lot of people just forgot about it. But it still happened, Anyway, so I've got a video for you guys to watch, so make sure you turn up your headphones. This is going to go full screen now for you guys to watch, so enjoy.
So with the fight coming up and your documentary release, PewDiePie recently chipped in. I'm sure you heard what he said about you guys being scumbags and accused you of both being in just for the money. What do you think about that? Is that true?
Well, I mean, he has no ground to talk at all. He is the person that ruined a lot of people's lives on YouTube with his comments and his whole anti-Semitic. I can't even say the word, but yeah. So
anti-Semitic.
He can help with that, but each to their own. Each to their own. Like, it's his opinion. I don't really care.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. So that was the thing with that's what KSI had to say. So KSI slammed PewDiePie for ruining a lot of people's lives on YouTube following his anti-Semitic video. And the thing is that PewDiePie has tried to defend himself on this so many times by saying that it's not anti-Semitic. He was wearing a uniform, and people assumed that it was a German Nazi uniform. But the problem is that it's not the fact that he was wearing a uniform; it's the fact that he done the little tash thing here at the front, and it kind of, and then he was on this kind of like verge, and it kept, and he's the biggest creator on the platform. So when you're the biggest creator on the platform, you've got to kind of be a bit sensible about what you do, because everyone else will be affected by if there's a negative condensation on whatever it is that you're doing. And that's exactly what I mean. I lost monetization on my videos because of it. I literally, my world went from everything was okay to I'm doing YouTube for free again. That's basically what happened. So it was like, thanks, Pewds, you just made me now have to do this again for free, where I worked hard and got my channel to a certain size, was getting a certain amount of views, and then I was getting paid for that, and now you switched it so that I have to work even harder for free to get those views back in order to get paid again, which hasn't even happened, because it makes you lose heart when that happens. It makes things really, really difficult. So the YouTuber who is set to meet his rival Logan Paul, obviously they had the boxing match now, and there was a draw, slammed the internet sensation for calling him and his opponent scumbags recently. The 28-year-old, real name Felix Kjellberg, dissected all of Logan and KSI's recent diss videos and branded them both scumbags and purely driven by money. But KSI's real name, Olajibidebe William JJ Olibedidodoido, I think I got that right, pretty much laughed off the thought of the 28-year-old PewDiePie, who recently had to apologize after sharing an insensitive Demi Lovato meme after her drug overdose, having to say on the situation at all. He didn't help with blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, that's fine. KSI comments come after PewDiePie posted a video on YouTube titled "Logan Paul wins over KSI," saying, "Now KSI is a scumbag. You're both scumbags." The content creator discussed Logan's video, in which he apologized again for the vlog in which he filmed a dead body in Japan. He also said there's so many videos where Logan is equally as bad as KSI. In my opinion, these guys are purely driven by money. And that's it. I mean, is PewDiePie looking for a place on the card at Manchester Arena later this month? Well, he didn't even go to the fight. KSI upcoming 70-minute documentary follows the UK's whatever. That was a load of rubbish as well. And that's pretty much it. That's the meat and bones. You can read the full article if you want to. It's on the Metro. And like I said, this came out on the 9th of August, which is a long time ago. But basically, that's the gist of what's happened with that side of things. It's been a while, bro. What's up, Flame Sniper? It has. I have no idea who you are, especially the fact that your name is Flame Sniper. But stick around and give us your opinion on the topics that we're going to be talking about in today's podcast. We're on the topic of PewDiePie and KSI beef. That's right, from 2018, the 9th of August, and just before the fight that PewDiePie was going to have, that KSI was going to have with Logan Paul, which we know now was a massive load of dog shit. But anyway, so basically, my personal opinion from this is that I think Pewds has a lot to answer. There's a lot of creators on the platform. I mean, you think about what was just happening a little while ago with PewDiePie and T-Series. If you look at that, it was a one man versus a whole company, right? And everyone was backing PewDiePie. They were subscribing to him and whatever to try and keep him at the number one spot. But the thing is, I always reflect and think about, but that one man on his own managed to mess up the whole of the YouTube algorithm and managed to get near enough about 60% of content creators demonetized in like 1 month. So, and then afterwards, we've been supporting this guy and trying to keep him at the top spot. But I don't think he deserves it, to be honest with you. And he seems very like blasé, like it's not all his fault, it's other people and blah blah blah. But he was the only guy at the time who had like 60 million subscribers or something. He was like 4 times bigger than the next biggest person, which was like 10,000, which was like I think it was Markiplier or someone who was at like 19,000. It's ridiculous. Like that is massively different. When most of the creators, like the content creators on the platform, are knocking around the 10 to 20 million subscriber mark, around there, and then you got this one person who's like 60 million, and then now he's like near enough 100 million subscribers. One person. You can't then blame other people who are a lot smaller than you or who don't have as much influence because their audiences aren't as big. When if you make something near enough, the whole world sees it. The YouTube algorithm shows his videos to everybody. He doesn't pop up in recommended on trending, but he does pop up in recommended. A lot of the times. And I mean they technically count a video as being viral if it hits over 1 million views. And most of Pewds' videos do 1 million, just like that. So I personally think that, he did make a lot of problems by himself. There are other factors of others who were doing similar things, but I think, like, the media took him to the bank, and they got him to actually... he had to apologize afterwards because he knows what he did ruined everyone else's. He ruined my own career on YouTube. Where I went from a content creator who was getting paid to do this to a content creator who only gets paid if someone clicks on the link to one of the sponsors or buys merch or donates. That's the only time. I mean, that's just ridiculous, So, and this is why I think, like, even if you look at my content, if you look at my videos, if you look like last year's content, you'll see I don't even shout the sponsors out because it was irrelevant. I think it was last year or year before. It was irrelevant. But then now you'll see every single video I have to shout each of the sponsors out because the sponsors are paying me to do that, and you guys use it, and then I get paid even more. So it's like, that's just where we are right now, and it's all... I mean, it's all thanks to one person and a few others who just kind of like jumped on the bandwagon with him. Like Logan Paul with the Suicide Forest thing, and a bunch of others who just literally just can't help to try and create that factor of like that wow factor or that disgusted factor, so that the views just start flying in. Sometimes people say to me all the time, Tifa, why don't you just do something outrageous? You just shoot up the ladder. But the thing is, it's not honesty. You see, and this is my problem, is that it's not honesty, it's not truthfulness, because you have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to what others are doing, what others are saying. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to do it for the views. It shouldn't be just for those purposes. That's how I see it anyway. Flame Sniper, I've been very well, thank you for asking. I was ill and I was on holiday last week during the Easter break, and I just came back to streaming on Wednesday, I think it was. So yeah, that was a bit unfortunate because a lot of people didn't realize I wasn't going to be here for 2 weeks. Anyway, I'll pass the question off to you guys. What do you guys think about this particular incident? Do you think KSI has anything on this, or is it like, is it not all PewDiePie's fault? Is there other people to blame? And also, are you a content creator? Are you a YouTuber? Has this affected you, the adpocalypse? And if it has, tell us how it has in the comments down below, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. Also, we had a comment from Holly who says, as they say, fame gets to the head. It's all about who's the best, who's got the most of this and that. It's all about quantity, not quality. He has a lot of problems and answers to answer, but he won't. Probably too embarrassed because he knows he is the most top subscribed channel and probably doesn't want to lose that fame. Not that his fame would go if his channel went away, because he has so many fans. You're totally right. Flamesummer says, "Oh, I'm sick right now, but my mom making me go to school." Goddamn parents. I want to play some Fortnite with you one day. Time's coming up. Don't worry. I was playing on Wednesday. Where the hell was you, huh? At school? Anyway, just a follow-up on this article, which did come out, was PewDiePie calls for a truce with KSI and admits calling him a scumbag was dumb. So there was a follow-up after this, and again, you see, the whole point of me showing you bits and bobs of this is because eventually people realize that they're stupid and that they're dumb and that what they say actually has a consequence. And it's like PewDiePie's taking ages to realize that his words, his mouth, what he says, what he doesn't say, has a massive impact on the rest of everybody else. And basically, he admits calling him a scumbag was dumb. PewDiePie has called a truce. Okay, as a suggestion, he and his fellow YouTuber should get a beer together. There has always been a long drama between KSI and me, and I don't know why. I don't care, and I'm sure we would get along fine. I would have a beer with him, said PewDiePie in his latest vlog. What do you think, KSI? Can we bring peace finally to this crap? The offer of peace came after 20-year-old, real name Felix, this dissected of Logan Paul's and KSI's videos ahead of their boxing match, which we now know what happened, and purely driven, and that branded them both scumbags, and that they're purely based on money. When asked about it, KSI told him to go suck a dick, and then now in response, PewDiePie has admitted he was wrong to call them scumbags. I called them scumbags for being purely money driven, and thinking about it, it's fine. What's wrong with that? That's because he realized he's the same. Or maybe he realized because of what was happening with T-Series that it would end up becoming the same. So it's just really ridiculous. What else have we got here? We got and now in response, PewDiePie has admitted he was wrong to call them scumbags. I find it entertaining. Yes, it's completely meaningless, but it's fun to follow, so I cannot hate on that. And I think that was a dumb comment to make. I mean, it must be very hard for them to say stuff like that, you know that? Must be very, very difficult for them to apologize, these big, massive stars on YouTube. But that was the follow-up, and you see, like, it's so ridiculous how they were acting so big and so powerful and so strong, and then they have to say sorry in the end anyway and look stupid in front of everybody. Anyway, a couple of shout outs. We got Lurks, Commander Root, Apricot Dibber Fruit, Teddy, and not forgetting Jodja 1337. Thank you for joining us over at twitch.tv. Holly also placed a comment over here, which was, but then if you knew it was wrong, why call them that in the first place? Kind of digging himself a deeper hole. 100%. And this is the thing, and this is what really annoys me, and I guess it's frustrating for me as a content creator, because I just people who come and join my channel, who watch my streams or watch me for the first time, they're like, oh my god, this guy so deserves more and blah blah blah. But I don't get that. It's people like this that will get the subscribers and the views, and because they are outrageous people. They're constantly making themselves look like stupid and idiotic, and that's what people want, I think. I don't know, but that's what ends up happening. So yeah, I mean, the thing is that both of these are nerds anyway. They're super nerds, because if you look at Felix when he was younger, he was a super nerd at school, and KSI, there were some funny videos of KSI when he was young, and he was an absolute geek. So the thing is like, they weren't very popular people at school. They weren't popular people in around their friends. They became popular by the platform YouTube, and I think people who subscribe to them, who like their content, who watch their content, they maybe are in the same kind of element, I think. I don't know. And that's the attraction, is that, oh, I could become like that person. Whereas for me, I guess for me, it was very different. I had a really good school time. I was very popular in school. I was very popular in college, very popular, everywhere I went, my workplaces. So I've always been a very popular person, and I can't become popular on this platform, which is so ironic, because I think maybe people watch me and they think, no, that's the cool kid from school. I don't want to support that. I want to support the underdog, the ones that weren't popular at school. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But either way, that's where it is. But that's what ended up happening anyway with PewDiePie and KSI. Moving on swiftly, everybody. Flame Sniper did also comment, I don't like PewDiePie. Well, lucky for you, we're moving along. So the next story comes from The Guardian. Now, we're going to be talking about this company called Goop in Health. If you don't know who that is, it's basically Gwyneth Paltrow's little company who do miraculous miracles with hand lotion. That's right. So Goop is to pay out over unproven health benefits of vaginal eggs. That's right, everybody. You read it here first. Vaginal eggs. Now, this news came out absolutely ages ago. It came out exactly on the 5th of September 2018. That's when this news was around. And I'm pretty adamant a lot of people have forgotten about this, but I'm going to make you remember. Okay, I'm gonna make you remember, because that's the nice person that I am. So Gwyneth Paltrow's company has agreed to pay $145,000 to settle allegations of unscientific claims. The company is called Good in Health, and it's crap. So Goop, the new age, life, and publishing company founded by actor Gwyneth Paltrow, has agreed to pay a substantial settlement over unproven claims about the health benefits of its infamous vaginal eggs. Goop's website still claims that inserting the eggs into the vagina helps cultivate sexual energy, clear chi pathways in the body, intensify femininity, and invigorates our life force. Its $66 jade egg and $55 rose quartz eggs are still offered for sale on the site, but the company has agreed to pay $145,000 to settle allegations that it previously made an unscientific claim about the eggs and a herbal essence that it had said helped tackle depression. Bullshit. It also agreed to refund customers who purchased the products from January to August last year. During the period, it claimed the eggs could balance hormones, regulate menstrual cycle, prevent uterine prolapse, and increase bladder control, according to official in Santa Clara, part of the group of California district attorneys who filed the lawsuit. The Santa Clara district attorney, Jeff Rosen, said the health and money of Santa Clara County residents should never be put at risk by misleading advertising. We will vigilantly protect consumers against companies that promise health benefits without the support of good science or any science. So, under the settlement, Goop is banned from making any claims regarding the efficiency of its products without reliable scientific evidence. Goop has defended unorthodox health practices in the face of legal challenges and concerns by consumer watchdogs about its products, but in July, Paltrow announced that Goop had hired an in-house fact checker for its website. Right, that's going to fix everything. The law though sometimes views statements like this as advertising claims which are subject to various legal requirements. And I think it is. So that is the story of Goop in Health. Did you guys hear about Goop in Health? Well, if you didn't, you know about it now, okay? Gwyneth Paltrow, that's right, Iron Man's wife, okay? Psycho. So, yeah, inserting eggs into your vagina if you can't get pregnant will help you, okay? You heard it here first. My personal opinion is that, personally, I don't even know how this woman is famous, okay? She's no talent. She's not that good looking, and she has no talent. So I have no idea how she's got this. The I mean, it's because of her parents, but it's annoying that, again, retards are given the platform that they shouldn't be given. And if you go onto their website, which is ridiculous, some of the stuff on there is, I mean, I just don't understand what the hell is wrong with the world. You know, I understand that, if you can't have children and you're desperate, you know, but if you can't have kids, you can't have kids, man. If scientifically the doctors are telling you you can't have kids because of this problem, her website isn't going to miraculously make you have kids because of her unproven products. Some of the stuff is just cream, man. It's just cream. That's all it is. Coconut cream or some other kind of fucking cream. But it's just creams. Okay, they're just lotions. That's all. Lotions for this, lotions for that. That's what it is. And I don't know how companies like this can actually exist. And I mean, the beauty industry is so massive. It's worth so many billions, and there is stuff coming out all the time that says it will do this to your ass, it will do that to your face, and it's targeted at women mainly. But now you got guys who are jumping on this shit. You got guys who are trying to make themselves handsomer by applying these magic things to their face, and I'm just like, mate, what are you doing? Why are you trying to? I mean, we had the ladies are struggling as it is, with all this shit in their face all the time. Now the guys are like, hey, you know what? I want to get my eyebrows done. Why? Why do you have to have your eyebrows done? I don't understand. Are they that bad? Are you that, like? They say, like, beauty is like just skin deep. It's not the person inside that. You look in the mirror and you think, oh yeah, that's me, definitely. But you imagine if you're like all caked up and you're basically, you cake it on, or you're looking different or whatever. You are being something or someone that isn't actually you. Because when you go to sleep at night and you take off all that stuff, the real you is there. That's the real you. That's the person you hide from everybody. But it makes no sense why you hide that person. It's not like anyone else will give a shit, to be honest with you, And I just find, like, companies like Goop, they just help to promote more and more of this ridiculously. They're like the extreme. It's like when Botox first came on the market, or breast implants, or actually maybe not breast implants, but like surgical vaginas. When they brought out those designer vaginas. This is what this reminds me of. Is like there's a lead on, there's an upgrade to making it even worse than what it already is. So I just don't understand how, when people are filing to create a business to sell a product or whatever it is, they are selling things that is not real, and that no one can actually see. Well, because Gwyneth Paltrow, it's her business, it means it's all legit. Come on, man. Come on, people. Wake up. Wake the hell up. Anyway, what's your opinion on it? Okay, let me know what you guys think about vaginal eggs. Do you think that there is some unproven scientific benefit from it? I mean, you hear about these things about cancer. Eat lots of garlic, it'll get rid of the cancer, or whatever it is. Dude, the thing is, the cancer cell is already inside the body. It's already there. It's basically your body reacts to one of your white cells, and then that becomes an intrusive cell within your body, and then that's what it tries to fight, and it can't, and then that cell replicates itself because it's trying to be destroyed, and then it tries to kill its own bloody body. That's what happens. So nothing's going to save you. Even if you cut it out, there's still always a tiny little bit left. I know, my mum had it. I know, it's not nice to talk about, but it's fact. A lot of people have suffered from it, and there is no running from it. Eventually, it will kill you. Whether it's that, whether it's heart disease, whether it's whatever it is, it will kill you, and you will grow old, and you will die anyway. There is so many people who are just like just don't want to think about that time, but it's gonna happen. It's fact. You have the only options you have is just to make the best of what it is that you've got. Don't try and pretend to be things that you're not, because it's not gonna do anything for you in the long run. But that's my opinion. That's my takeaway. What is your personal opinion on this topic? What do you guys think about vaginal eggs? Do you think there is a benefit, like I was saying before, that exists that I can't see? Maybe I'm blind. Help me see better. Write in the comments down below whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on play, but what you guys think. Holly says she thinks she can make the world a better place. LOL. To be fair, not every product you sell can work just because a celebrity has made it. Do you think it will work? No, not all the time. So there is some aspects of maybe some things work, but I think it's just a personal feeling. Like I guess if you do something and it makes you feel better, then you're going to be like, oh, it works because I feel better. But that doesn't mean it's working. It just means you feel better. I don't know if this makes any sense. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think about my opinion. Maybe you don't disagree with what I'm saying. You don't happy with what I'm saying. Tell me what you think. I'd like to hear from you guys, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. But we're moving on to the last and final story. That's right, everybody. This comes from NBC News. That's right, NBC. This is to do with a guy called Jonny Bobit, Jr. And basically, if you guys didn't hear about this guy was a homeless guy, and two people, lovely people, decided to start a GoFundMe for the guy and raised over $400,000 over for this homeless guy. And then it came out that they were not giving him the money, and then they said that they did give him some money. They gave him $25,000, and he just fucking spent it on drugs and other shit. And then they were like, they can't give him all the money because it'd be irresponsible of them. And then he accused them of stealing the dough and going on lavish holidays and buying vehicles and buying a new house and blah, blah, blah. So then GoFundMe got involved. So this is the meat. Okay, this is the meat for you guys, okay? This story came out in April 12th, 2019. That's when it was reviewed, and it was updated on the 13th as well. So a homeless veteran who admitted to helping a New Jersey couple cohort a GoFundMe scam that racked in more than $400,000 was sentenced Friday to 5 years of probation. That's right. So the guy, he was homeless. He was actually homeless. It wasn't like pretend. This bit was real. He was actually homeless. But basically, because they came up with this plan, like this couple came up with this plan, like, oh, you know what? We'll start a GoFundMe for you. People will donate to you and blah, blah, blah. And then, well, we'll be rich. And I think they agreed to give him a certain amount. And then because that didn't happen, this is what... And then what they agreed to give him, they gave him, but he wanted the lot. He wanted all of it because it was for him or whatever. Greed, man. Greed never helps the scammers succeed. So then it ended up getting, messed up like it did. And then Jonny Bobit, JR 36, pleaded guilty last month in New Jersey State for conspiracy to commit theft by deception for his role in the scam that prosecutors on Friday said worked brilliantly. As part of his plea deal, Bobbitt agreed to enter a drug treatment program. The Philadelphia man will be taken in to an inpatient rehabilitation center before he can be released. If he violates his probation, a state judge told Bobbitt he will go straight to state prison for 5 years. Bobbitt also agreed to testify against his co-defendants. There is a video for me to play for you guys, which is to do with the CEO of GoFundMe and the changes that they've made since this incident happened. So I'll play that for you guys now, and then we will go from that to the next bit, if that's okay with you guys. I'm sure it will be perfectly fine. Turn up your headphones.
Do you think if the campaign for Jonny Bobit Jr. took place again today, that you'd be able to catch it?
Yeah, I think so.
You?
Yeah. I mean, we would have determined the whole bank account issue. We would have figured out, how to set up a bank account, make sure the funds flowed the right way. And, we would have heard from the community just like we did in that case at some point.
Yeah, and would it have been a red flag if it was set up in such a way that the recipient, you couldn't follow where the money was going, and whether it was winding up in the recipient's hands or not?
So we wouldn't let the money leave the building until we could figure out how to get the flow of funds to the beneficiary.
Would you say that that's probably the biggest lesson learned from that?
That's one of the big lessons.
Okay, that's one of the big lessons. But that still doesn't answer some questions. But anyway, that was the what the CEO of GoFundMe said. And this is the homeless guy. This is really interesting. So keep your eyes on the prize, as they say. Have a little listen to this.
On count 1 of accusation 1903-264, conspiracy to commit theft by deception, a crime of the second degree. Court will sentence Mr. Bobbitt to a 5-year term of special drug court probation. There will be an alternate sentence here, a term of imprisonment to the custody of the Commissioner of the Department of Corrections for a term of 5 years with an 18-month minimum parole ineligibility. There are 102 days of jail credit that are applicable here, representing the time that Mr. Bobbitt has been incarcerated. They are December 6th through December 14th, 2018, January 9th through January 27th, 2019, and January 28th through April 11th, 2019. There are some mandatory fines and penalties that are applicable: a $50 VCCB, $75 Safe Neighborhood Services Fund penalty, $30 Law Enforcement Officer Equipment and Training Fund penalty, a $5 per month probation servicing fee, and a $2 transaction fee. And of course, as Mr. McDonald has outlined, and Mr. Bobbitt clearly is aware, that there is a condition of this probationary term that Mr. Bobbitt cooperate and provide truthful testimony, if necessary, at any stage of the proceedings against the co-defendants.
That's that. Did it.
On count 1.
See her, my kid.
And now what? So Mr. Bobbitt was an instrumental part of the fraudulent campaign. Indeed, he was the face of it. Burlington County Prosecutor Scott Coffina said in a statement he admittedly promoted and perpetrated the false narrative that he had given his last $20 to his co-conspirator Kate McClure when she had run out of gas on the side of the highway, with the intent to manipulate the goodwill of others to obtain money for himself. So the breakdown of it was basically what happened is that the woman who is called Kate, broke down on the side of the highway, and he was a homeless man, came up to her and gave her his last $20 in order so that she could get fuel to go home because she had kids. And because of that act of kindness, they used that as the thing to kind of drive the GoFundMe account, which raised $400,000. Pretty cool. I mean, that's not far off $500,000. But things didn't turn out the way it's supposed to, because in addition to the state plea, Bobbitt pleaded guilty last month in federal court to one count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. A sentencing date is in the federal case, has not yet been set, so there's a chance he might be going to prison anyway. In November 2017, McCullough and her boyfriend Mark created the GoFundMe account. They said would help Bobbitt. Prosecutors, however, said McCullough and DeMarco came up with the tale and then got Bobbitt on it on the ruse. Kofina has said the entire campaign was predicted on a lie, and that McCullough did not run out of gas on the Philadelphia highway, and that Bobbitt did not spend his last $20 to help her, and that all three conspired to fabricate the fake feel-good story. And here they are together, the three goddamn psychos. Within weeks of the GoFundMe campaign going up online, 14,000 people had donated almost $403,000 to help Bobbitt, who was homeless at the time. The story went viral, but it soon fell apart when Bobbitt filed a lawsuit last August against them, claiming that they were withholding funds from the campaign. The lawsuit accused the couple of using the account as their own personal piggy bank to fund lifestyle that they could not otherwise afford. That's basically what happened. And then from that, it ended up where it is today. That is, I mean, the full story is available on NBC if you want to read the whole story from beginning to end. But I don't know if they have anything about what happened to the couple. Let me just see if I can see. Okay, so in March, McCullough pleaded guilty in federal court to one count of conspiring to commit wire fraud. She faces up to 20 years in prison. She was also charged in state court with the theft and conspiracy, but has not yet been indicted. According to that, the boyfriend also charged in state court with theft and conspiracy, but does not face federal charges. He has denied any wrongdoing, the outlet reports. The GoFundMe has since refunded the donations, so all the money that they raised has been given back to everybody who donated, which is good, I guess. The Kofina said in Friday's statement that there is no denying that Jonny Bobit has struggled with addiction, and that his addiction was a factor in his criminal conduct, and that the sentence of the probation and statement with the certainty of jail time if he doesn't comply is appropriate. The sentence affords him to chance to turn his life around. We wish him well in the program. That's what he said. And that's the end of that story. So basically, that's what happened. Okay, that is what happened. Basically, all I need to tell you guys is do not commit crime. You will never, ever, ever get away with it. You may get away with it for a short time, but eventually it all catches up with you. And when it does, God damn it, you will suffer. You will suffer badly. So I always say never, ever, ever commit the crime. I guess because the thing is, I spoke about this story when it first popped, and I just wanted to do the follow-up on it because I just thought it was really interesting how this even got traction so much. And, you know, I mean, it's incredible how people are so easily led, and it ruins other charities that are legit, that are trying to help people. You know, this makes all those things difficult, makes those works become more challenging, because then people are a bit like, is this real? Is it not real? I mean, some people will just be like, I'm gonna give. But for those people who are a bit skeptic and don't really like to give to charities, and then this shit happens, they use this as the reason as to why they don't support them, and I think that just makes things very, very difficult for everybody, especially the legal charities who are trying their best to make better for those who are less fortunate than us. But that's my takeaway from the story. I think it is a fair sentence that he got. He doesn't go to jail automatically, and I think desperation for those who are desperate always going to cause them to do things which is more questionable than those that aren't. And I think the couple who kind of persuaded him to do this, they knew what they were doing. They weren't, they were in financial difficulties, but they weren't homeless. They had a home, they had a car, they had whatever it is, and they knew what they were doing, and I think, 20 years, dude, that's not tomorrow, okay? That woman's going to be like an old granny when she comes out. But we'll wait to see what the sentence will be with that. It may be a follow-up on this, I don't know. I might end up doing one or not. But obviously, I'll pass the question off to you guys. Do you donate to charity? Would you donate to charity? Does this make you think twice about donating to causes like charities? If so, let me know in the comments down below. If you agree or disagree with anything that I said as well, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys, whether you're watching us live, whether you're watching us on playback. Let me know what you think in those comments down below. Also, don't forget, if you are brand new to the channel, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe with those notifications on so you don't miss more epic streams just like this one. Obviously, we run the podcast on a Friday. For those of you who don't know the schedule is Wednesday we do Fortnite, Thursday we play Apex, Friday we do the podcast, Saturday we do Red Dead Redemption 2 on PS4, and then Sunday we do GTA 5 PS3 Roleplay. That's the actual lineup. It kind of, don't hold me to it, because a lot of the times it doesn't kind of work that way, and people are like, so inconsistency for it. But for those who are the true followers of my channel, I always come back and do my streams when I have the time. Sometimes I just don't get the time to do it. I'm currently working for a company who does gaming parties, and I'm busy with them, helping them and growing their business and stuff. So it's all difficult sometimes. So yeah, that's basically where we at with that. But that's the end of today's podcast. I'll say a massive thank you to everybody. We'll finish up with Holly's comment on the last comment. She said, LOL, I have no words to say on this one. Stupid people, now they don't even know if the whamming was broken down, or was there even a deal between the guy and the couple. I used to donate to charity. So you see, even that, it's and do you think, Holly, because of what's happened, because of these kind of stories coming up, does that kind of change has that changed your opinion on giving to charities? Is that what's happened? She said, but now I don't really, because I just find half of them are just money grabbers. Some charities are legit and real, but look at Red Nose Day. All that money they get, where's the money going? Very true. I mean, I supported Red Nose, but I do get what you're saying. And I think I'm one of those people, and I guess my wife is the same. We just give for the sake of giving. We don't give to sort of concern ourselves. Like, a lot of the times, like, I'll go out and say if we've gone out as a family to have something to eat, and on the way to the restaurant I pass someone who's homeless on the ground, like laying on the ground or whatever. If the route I'm going to come back on is going to be the same route I took, and there's a possibility that I'll pass that person again, when I'm at the restaurant, I'll actually order a takeaway for that person, and then I'll walk back with it and give it to them. That's just something that I've done like on numerous occasions, because I just feel like if I was in that kind of difficulty, if I was in that problem, whatever it is, whether it's drugs, whether it's just circumstance, whether it's my choice that I want to live like that, I still would want people to care, you know. And I guess for me, I'm always going to be like that. It's just the way I've been brought up, I guess. I'll always give to a charity of some sort. If I feel the cause is, I'm a bit. I would say now I'm a bit more scrutiny. I give more scrutiny to charities. I kind of like vet them more and make more conscious decisions of who I give charity to, because I want the money to be spent, like in this country, for example. A lot of the times you give charity and the money's being spent in another country, but we have so many people in our own country that need help and support and funding, that a lot of the times I look for companies that are doing work on the ground in here in the UK, which is ridiculous if you think about it, that there are people in our own country, a developed country like the UK, that need that kind of support, but they do, and we should help them. But that's my takeaway from today's podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Obviously, a big shout out goes out to the sponsors, because without them, this wouldn't be possible. A massive shout out goes out to Cinch Gaming, City Keys, not forgetting the infamous people over at Rachel.com, the T4 Army merchandise. Don't forget, we've got 20% off over there at the moment. If you guys want to snag yourself something awesome from the merch store, 20% off. We're doing the spring sale, everybody. Also, we've got gtrade.com, G4G, and Streamlabs giving their donations lit live in Streamlabs. So if you guys ever want to donate to the Lamborghini charity fund, donate there. If you don't fancy buying merch, it's fine. Give me your money. Put it in the Lambo merch. Anyway, we've raised like nearly £200 anyway for the Lambo merch. We've only got like, you know, another £100,000 to go. We can do it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us. A big shout out goes out to you guys. Massive shout out goes out to the guys over at youtube.com. Big shout out to Holly for joining us over there and being a wonderful participant. Also, Flame Sniper for jumping in and giving a couple of comments, but not really willing to engage. I don't think this is everyone's cup of tea. And also, a massive shout out goes out to the guys over at Twitch. Though they are not talking, they are just sitting there watching. We got Lurks, Commander Root, Apricot Dibber Fruit, Teddy, Jodja, and S1 Fucker. I don't know if I said that right. But they could have commented, I'm sure. But I'm sure you guys will comment later on the video. If you guys have your opinions, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. But we'll be back next Friday with more amazing podcasting for you guys. Early as always. But until then, guys, as always, stay safe, stay awesome, and peace.